Hi there and welcome to our English course. We're now going to look at some aspects about phrasal verbs. So there are going to be quite a few, but the next 4 sections are going to cover different phrasal verbs. Phrasal verbs are made up by a normal verb, usually quite a simple verb like take or look, come, followed by a preposition or even 2 prepositions. So when they are 2 prepositions, they're called multi-verb phrases. So we have 1 preposition, a phrasal verb, and more than 1 preposition, a multi-phrasal verb. Okay, so we have these are used in English a lot. They're something that you need to be aware of and how to use them, particularly in your speaking English and also in your written English. If you're doing exams, IELTS or the first certificate, there will be a requirement that you know phrasal verbs, you know how to use them, and you know where to or not to include them. Often it's advised that phrasal verbs are informal language, of course they are, and any phrasal verb can be replaced by a more formal verb quite easily. But it'd be wrong to think that phrasal verbs can only be used in an informal capacity. Often when I read business letters or business reports, they will include from time to time phrasal verbs. So you can use them if it is appropriate to use them in the correct and right context. They will appear more frequently in informal books and writings and of course letters, and now emails as people's preferred choice of communication. Emails in themselves are much more informal now, and therefore the language that you see both in personal use and business use is of a more formal nature anyway, so phrasal verbs come to the fore. I wouldn't get too hung up about them. You don't have to learn thousands and thousands of them, because literally there are quite a lot, but you do need to know how and when to use them. So what I'm going to give you in these sections are a number of quite common, popular verbs and prepositions to form the phrasal verbs, and I'll give you examples with each of them. So by the end of each of these sections, hopefully you will have a better understanding of what a phrasal verb is, how and when to use it, so that you can introduce it into both your written and your spoken English. We'll also give you some examples as always and some exercises that you can practice yourself. Okay, so let's move on. What we're going to look at now is more phrasal verbs, and the first phrasal verb I'm going to cover in this particular section is breakdown. Now, breakdown has several meanings. First meaning, break down to stop working. My car broke down, so I took the bus to work. Second meaning, when somebody becomes upset or they get emotional and they're unable to control their feelings, so they broke down in tears when they heard the bad news. They broke down in tears when they heard the bad news. Third meaning, when something fails or comes to an end. The meeting broke down without any agreement. The meeting broke down without any agreement. The marriage broke down after 20 years. The marriage broke down after 20 years. And then the fourth meaning is when we want to separate something into smaller parts. It could be a formula, calculations, reports, anything like that. For example, the boss asked me to break down the sales figures in time for Friday's meetings. To break down the sales figures in time for the Friday meetings. Okay, breakdown. Next, to cut down. And cut down means to reduce an amount. Okay, so to cut down on your sugar intake. He has decided to cut down on eating junk food as often as he does. Okay, so cut down, to reduce. Hold down. First meaning, hold down is to stop something from moving or to prevent something from rising. For example, the government introduced measures to hold down interest rates. The government forced employers to hold down the increase in wages. Okay, so to prevent or to stop. The big companies are largely responsible for holding down wages in the poor sectors. Second meaning of hold down can be relating to keep a job. He managed to hold down his first job after 6 months. Most of the other jobs only lasted a few weeks. To hold down meaning to keep a job for a particular period of time. So he managed to hold down this job for a period of 6 months. Next phrasal verb, to keep down.
Keep it down.
So when we use keep down, it means to keep something at a lower level. The recent problems in the economy have managed to keep inflation down below 3%. So the recent problems in the economy have managed to keep inflation down below 3%. Or the government is are trying to get shopkeepers to keep prices down so that people can afford to buy food at appropriate levels, affordable levels, to keep the prices down. Second meaning of keep down can be to do with vomiting. So he was feeling sick and he wasn't able to eat without vomiting, meaning he couldn't keep the food down. He goes to the doctor to explain his situation and says, well, I can't keep my food down. Every time I eat, I feel sick. Every time I eat, I feel sick. And then a third meaning of keep down is to make less noise. Please keep that noise down. Yeah, please keep that noise down, meaning please turn down the volume on the radio or the volume on the old-fashioned record player. Okay, and then the next phrasal verb is go down. Okay, so go down can be to be remembered. So we use the expression usually when we're talking about history. He will go down in history as one of the greatest fighters of all time. So if we're talking about Muhammad Ali, will go down in history as one of the greatest boxers of all time. To sink is another meaning of to go down. So to go down under the water, yeah? To sink. The ship hit a rock and went down very quickly, meaning it went under the water, bloop, 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 very, very quickly, to go down. And of course, in the evening time, the sun goes down.
When the sun goes down, you can make it good and live by.
Okay, so it went before the moon rises, the sun goes down, and then in the morning, the moon goes down before the sun rises. And in this sense, it means that you can no longer see it. Okay, the sun went down behind the hill in the distance or on the horizon. Next one, to calm down.
Calm down.
Okay, to calm down usually means to take things easy, particularly used when somebody's getting very excited. They may be shouting and screaming. So a mother might say to a child, just calm down, take it easy, we'll talk about it, everything is going to be okay. So you're trying to introduce an element of peace and quiet, and somebody's getting rather excited, shouting and screaming, and we ask them to calm down. We can also use it to describe the weather. So there may have been a stormy night or day, thunder, lightning, strong winds, and when you come to the window, look out, you say, oh, the weather has calmed down a little bit. We now only have a gentle breeze and there's no further thunder or no further rain. Okay, and then the next phrasal verb, look down. And often we refer to looking down on somebody, and it means we don't look at them as equals. Yes, so the bourgeoisie, the rich and powerful people used to look down on the people below them. Not literally, but used to look down on the poor people who had bad education and no jobs. So to look down on somebody. To let down. Well, this has a couple of meanings. To let down can be to lengthen something, so increase the length. So if you have a skirt or a dress that you want to change the fashion, so you let down what they call the hem, the bottom of the dress or the skirt, to lengthen it, so it then falls below the knees rather than above the knees, to lengthen, to let down. We can also let down our hair when we want to have a good time. Yeah, we went to town to let our hair down, meaning to have a good time, to have a bit of fun. So when all of these problems are over, everybody will run to town to let their hair down. And we also use let down when we disappoint someone. Yeah, so he promised to come and help me to shift the furniture from one room to another because it was very heavy, but he phoned 10 minutes before the time and said, "I'm really sorry, I can't come today. I'm sorry to let you down." Yeah, so you felt let down because somebody had disappointed you. Sorry to let you down. I felt let down because he had promised to come and help, and what was I going to do? The piano was really, really heavy. So to let someone down, to let down. Take down. Well, when we take down something, we can take down details. Okay, so I give you my telephone number or my email address, and you will take it down so you can record it. So you take it down on your mobile phone, or you write something down on a piece of paper, and later you will transfer that to your mobile phone so you have the details saved. Or if you're in a lecture hall with the teacher or the professor, you take down notes. You take down the key points, the relevant points, so that you can remember or refer to them later on. And the second meaning to take down is to hit or to shoot someone. So often you see reports of police incidents, and the police took the suspect down with hail of bullets. So the police had surrounded the suspect who had broken into the bank and had shot a few people, and they took him down outside the bank because he refused to surrender. So they hit him or they shot him to take him down. The next phrasal verb is run down. Okay, so we can run down someone with a car. Yeah, he was walking across the road and he didn't see the car coming, and he was run down. So he was badly injured or killed. So to run down somebody is to kill someone with the car, or to be run down by somebody. Okay, so to kill someone with the car, to run them down. Often people say to run over as well. So you have two phrasal verbs there meaning the same thing: run down, run over.
2 for the price of 1.
When we're talking about run down, we can also run down somebody in our speech. Okay, so when we speak badly about somebody, we run them down. Yeah, so you talk badly. Oh, he's a terrible sales guy. His sales figures last week were awful. And somebody says, well, you shouldn't run down people like that. He's quite a good guy. He gets on well with the customers. So when we speak badly about somebody, we can run them down. Okay, so don't run down people. If you don't have anything good to say nothing. Don't run them down. Okay, so to run down. And then finally, to wear down. Wear down means to gradually reduce the opposition. For example, if we look at a football match and the opposition make it very defensive, and you have to keep attacking and attacking and attacking, and over a period of 90 minutes, you gradually wear down the opposition. You produce some mistakes, you find a hole in the defense, and eventually you score. So they were able then to score a goal and defeat them and win the match. So they were able to wear them down. Okay, to wear down. And we can also wear down shoes that we have. If we use them every day, and if we walk on them a lot, and we spend a lot of time walking the streets, we will eventually wear down the heel of the shoe. To wear down. Okay, excellent. So there are the phrasal verbs to do with down. Okay, and I appreciate you listening. Hope you've enjoyed them. I hope you get a chance to use them. And as always, I'll see you in the next lecture.